I about jumped in front of her. Can you believe that? I
No.
about jumped all over you talking.
No.
Mr. Mike the introvert, just about. Hey, my shirt kind of matches the back today. Have you noticed that? I kind of like that.
You and I match too, because I've got the exact same color.
Now I look like the big fat McDonald's. Was it Grimace? The big.
Quit it.
The purple Grimace, is that?
Quit.
Hey, I hope you guys are doing awesome today. We are excited. Again, I say that every time, but we have another awesome guest on here. We got Dance Request. We got Brian and Deb. They're in the green room right now. They're doing shot after shot after shot back there. No, they're really not. I'm just picking. But yeah, we're going here to have a good time with them. Love catching up on some of their older videos I hadn't seen in a while. Got 2 pages worth of questions for them, and then we're going to open it up to you guys for some questions that you got as well. Hey, I want to say right off the bat too, thank you for the moderators. Those in the blue on YouTube. I'm bad about calling them all out because I can't see them on the StreamYard, and then I got YouTube over here, but I can't see who they are. But just thank you for. We have some awesome moderators, and I can't name them all, I'm sure, but just hey. Another thing too, and we're going to say it right off the bat. Let's give it a few minutes. I like maybe a few more people get in here before we say this, but I was going to talk about supporters and creators, but we'll give you a little bit more time, see if a few more people come in, and then definitely post your links in there. But so hey, I want to do something real quick, and then we'll try to address everybody in the chat and say hey to everybody, and then of course we're going to bring Brian and Deb on. But hey, I'm going to try to share a screen here. So this is kind of new at me.
Oh boy.
Something came out today, and I mean, everybody's talking about it. Every group page on Cruising's talking about it.
Very exciting.
And it is exciting. But I hope you guys can see that. That is the points today that came out with the CDC.
Yes.
That I think USA Today published it. But it's got some interesting things in here. So I thought I would go through it real quick. And those in the chat, tell us what you think about it.
Do y'all think this is promising? What do y'all think are going to happen?
Hey, Miss Marla, I see you in here on the comments. But yeah, so I'm going to read these off real quick. It says ships can bypass the required simulated test voyages carrying volunteers and jump to sailings with paying passengers if 98% of the crew and 95% of passengers are fully vaccinated. What do y'all think about that? I mean, in our situation, it's 2 adults and a child. And I was kind of doing the math in my head today on a cruise ship. If you got a couple thousand people on there, you're still going to have 100, and even if you had 100, 150 kids on a cruise ship.
And do they count?
Yeah. I mean, do you count kids in that? So they would not have been vaccinated. So, did the kids count in that or not? That's kind of one call out I noticed right off the bat.
Interesting perspective.
Yeah, and we asked Anthony. We said, hey, would you still do it? And he's like, I don't know if I got to take a COVID test, Dad. I may not do it. So I think it's a step forward. It's definitely promising. I see some of the some comments in here. It's kind of an exciting day. I get it, man. It really is. Brian in the green room, I love that you won't need a PCR test. I mean, that's another thing.
Yes.
So, I mean, there's some really, positive things that came out. I was hoping my Carnival stock would have went way up today, but it didn't go down. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it went up just.
Yeah. So let's read number 2 right here. The CDC will review. It says the CDC will review and respond to applications from cruise lines for simulated voyages within 5 days. A review previously expected to take 60 days. So, hey,
that's
they're
huge.
Speeding up the process. Yeah. That's another great thing.
If they're serious, then that means that things could be expedited. So that's good.
Yeah. And somebody else asked that same thing. Janice from JP Travelers asked that. Exactly how many and make it have you card and other logistics. Yeah, there's a lot of things. Yeah. Billy brings up a point that I was thinking. Kids are paying customers. So I think kids are going to count in that number. So will that mean somebody like us that has a kid, are we going to get kicked off the ship?
Right. Are we going to be
because we don't have a child that's vaccinated? Or
are we going to get bumped?
Yeah. Are we going to get bumped for somebody else? So that's another thing to think about. So if you don't like kids, it may be a good time to go cruising starting out. CDC will update its testing and quarantine requirements for passengers and crew on sailings with paying passengers to align with CDC guidelines for fully vaccinated people. So, for example, instead of taking a PCR lab test ahead of boarding, vaccinated passengers can take a rapid antigen test upon embarkation. So let me make sure I understood it right. So, for example, instead of taking a PCR lab test ahead of boarding, vaccinated passengers can take a rapid antigen test. So it sounds like you still got to take a test either way, right? Am I reading that right?
Yes.
That means we still got to take a test. It's just
at the end.
It's just a rapid test versus PCR test. Well, that's upon embarkation. That's before you leave. Right. You still got to take a test.
Yes. So that's interesting.
Right. Maybe I misread that. What are y'all thoughts on that? Please tell me if I misread that. So the CDC has clarified that cruise ship operators may enter into a multi-port agreement rather than a single port agreement as long as all ports and local authorities sign the agreement. That's a definite plus.
Yeah, hopefully that will expedite things as well so we can get moving.
Yeah. And the CDC has clarified guidance on quarantining guidelines for passengers who may be exposed to or contact COVID. For example, local passengers may be able to drive home, and passengers who have traveled by air or cruise may quarantine in the hotel. So, yeah, that's a lot going on there, and but hey, it is, in my opinion, it is still a very positive, step forward, in my opinion. So
certainly better than it was months ago.
Right. So hey, good news. Yes. We got some good news, right? Yes. We got some good news. It's 9 after right now. Let's go through the chat real quick and see if we can say hey to everybody. We can't go all the way back to the very beginning, so I apologize if I miss you. But we got Anthony Simone in the house. Nana's hidden apron in here. Miss Brenda, we love Brenda. She's awesome, man. She makes me hungry all the time.
Absolutely.
Just Dave. We got Janice from JP Travels. Anthony Simone. Let me go ahead and say it now, too, so you can go ahead and do this while I'm talking and calling out people in here. If you are a creator, if you are a supporter, if you're a travel agent, put hashtag creator, hashtag travel agent, hashtag supporter, whatever you are. Pick a channel out that you maybe haven't checked out and sub to them. Check our channel out. We got Just Dave. He's got a golden voice. We got Matt from Fantastic Studios. We got Blaine here from Rayleigh Creative. Let's see who else we got in the chat. I said Anthony, I believe. We got those Lovelace people. Darn it. Wow, a lot of chat going back. KY Travelers Cruising's in here. Brian Dancer, I'm so glad he's here. We would have really been screwed if they didn't show up. That would have been like the joke on us, if they all of a sudden they left and they're like, what am I going to talk about?
Please don't do that to us.
Yeah, please don't do that back here. I mean, we'll send you a PayPal behind the scenes. We got Billy Sparks in here. Thank you, Billy. Billy's been with us since the very beginning. He's one of the original moderator. Tom Beetle Bailey. How you doing, Tom? We got Miss Kimbra here. Awesome to see you, Kimbra, in here.
We got Maxine.
Mama Maxine Sparks. Man, she gave birth to a 10-pound baby 50 years ago, and that's me. So, Mama Maxine, thank you for being here with us. She keeps me straight. So she says if I say something bad or I do something bad, she told me the other day that I talk too much. Can you believe that?
She said he talked.
Said you don't, quit talking so much and let your beautiful wife talk. So, talk.
No, that's okay. Go ahead. Okay. Continue.
All right.
I'm the introvert.
You're the introvert, yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I think Brian and Deb have got a lot of questions for you because this is really a setup on you. You don't know it yet.
Oh, that's not nice.
Jonathan Short from the Six Traveling Shorts. They were on Journey with the Gingers earlier. They were awesome. Daniel Donnelly, hey, our favorite truck driver, and he's got a wreck tech now. He's throwing some stuff on the grill. We love seeing that. Have your questions ready tonight as we bring Deb and Brian on. We're going to have some questions for them, but we want you guys involved in this chat too. So, there's the dancers. Thank gosh, there you are. Man. Got the Spikers here. Hey, Cindy and Doug. I hope you guys are doing well. Miss Marla, one of our favorites on here. How you doing, Miss Marla? The Gaylors. How you doing, Dan? And the Gaylor family. We got the Hutchinsons in here. Hey, Brian. How you doing? You're one of the few on Facebook that's actually came in here and we can actually see your name. So that's awesome. Thank you for doing that. Anybody else, Michelle? Who else we seeing here? Got Fordman, a.k.a. Kenneth Oates. How you doing, Kenneth? Seeing the World with Chris. How you doing? The Gaylors. Yeah, I mentioned the Gaylors. We got Miss Rhonda B. How you doing? Please keep Tom straight. I mean, we have to keep him straight. Miss Lucy, how you doing? And I think we're caught up.
Yes, I think we are.
We got the Cruise World. Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Mark or Steph or both of you, I hope y'all are doing well. And we got your note today in the mail and the magnet. We appreciate that. Thank you. We already got it up on the refrigerator. All right, so let's have some fun, right? We're ready to have some fun.
Let's go.
We're going to play, what we normally do is we play an intro video. And at the end of the intro video, bam, Brian and Deb's going to be in here. So this is about 70 to 90 seconds long. And then we're going to be here with Dancer Quest. I can't wait for this. Really excited about this. This is just
we're going to have fun.
Yeah. All right, let's rock it. Let's see what this happens. Let's see this intro here. Hey, Brian and Deb.
How are y'all?
Hi, guys.
I like that.
Did you enjoy that intro? I mean, we went back a few years.
I did. Yeah, you did. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Some of those were your early cruises, right? I don't know if the one I saw Carl on there and I saw Hera DJ on there. So was that a group cruise you guys went on or just so happened to be on the same ship?
The one with Hera
DJ.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Deb.
Oh, no. Hopefully we won't talk over each other. But yeah, we were just meeting up on the same day in Nassau. So it just happened to be, we were on the ship with Carl and Donna, and they were in port that day. So, and with Ricky, Laura, and D&J. So it was really fun. We got to meet them.
Cool deal.
It was fun.
So you guys are from, I think everybody knows, but we'll go ahead and let you tell us where you're from.
We're from Pensacola. We moved from Minnesota a few years ago. So now we live in Florida, the Panhandle of Florida.
Yeah, I know. It looks beautiful. And watching some of your videos, that whole Gulf Coast. Every time we hear that song, Gulf Coast Girls, I can't remember who the artist is, but we're thinking about that.
Jimmy Buffett's in it.
yeah, Jimmy is, and Kenny Chesney is too, right?
Yeah.
She actually opened up. We saw Kenny Chesney up here in Greensboro, North Carolina, and she opened up for him and sang that song. So it was pretty cool.
I love it. Yeah, since I moved here, that has become one of my favorite songs because it's my home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool deal. Hey, so a lot of people know you. I'm sure your channel is a great channel. You got over 2,000 subscribers. And it's really blowing up. I was looking at some of your older videos, and then even if you look at videos a year ago, between a year and 2 years ago, I mean, your videos, you got 13,000 views on those videos of NCL ships. But how about just tell us a little bit about Dancer Quest and then how your channel got started and just what it's about? Just for those in here that don't know you, maybe there's a barbecue person in here, and I know Miss Deb she doesn't like that barbecue, but tell us about your channel so people can understand what they're looking at.
Okay, so we started thinking about cruising, and we would book a cruise, and then we'd cancel a cruise, and finally we booked a cruise, and we made that final payment. So we're going, and in that meantime, we actually were watching videos online, and we said, hey, let's take videos of our trip. We've never done anything like that before, and like, okay, well, we can decide when we get back if we want to put it up there. And we decided that we would. And I actually hid those videos.
Yep. Yeah, we hid those.
But yeah, so we got back and we said, okay, we're going to put them up. And I didn't think anybody's going to watch them. I'm like, I don't know. Is anybody going to watch these? And they're great, but they're a great, documentation of our trips and the time that we had on this amazing cruise on Norwegian Escape. And we were hooked, absolutely hooked on cruising. And, we said, okay, let's put up a channel. So we thought, what could we call it? We went through a bunch of different things like everybody does. And Dancer is our last name, and Quest is, we kind of got it off of Disney. I don't know if you remember Disney Quest years back, but it also means quest of your life, like, what are you doing? So it's kind of take all or give all, or it encompasses everything. So that's what we did. Yeah. That's where we started, and look where we are. It's crazy.
We were looking at names of when we came up with our channel. We were looking like Adventures, and then we looked up Quest. We did look up Quest and was like, there's already a Dancer Quest, and there's already Adventures Ahead, and of course we in our title we kept life in there too, and there was Cruising Through Life with Al and Jenny. We knew they had that as well, but there's so many great channels and channel names. It's hard not to have something that somebody else has already.
Yeah. I don't know if Brian had any additional thoughts. We tried to do a good job of not talking over each other.
Well, yeah, we were big. By the way, Deb, you might want to look at your microphone settings because she, that whole delay thing.
Yeah.
Just check it. But anyway, we were big Sea Cruisers fans at the time, and we just didn't find a lot of vlogs out there. We saw a lot of vlogs, and we still can, that are like 6 or 7 minutes long for a whole cruise. There's a lot of ounce music, and those just don't appeal to us as much. But the Sea Cruisers did. They told a story. A lot of times it was each day, they'd have a vlog, and we loved that, and we just couldn't find enough. So basically we said, well, let's put some out of ours. I mean, at least, and maybe a little, encourage the whole community to, put some out, and then we found more. So there were definitely more.
Yeah, they were one of the first couples we got. It was the Sea Cruisers, EECC. Tony and them had started. Where we had a child, we kind of watched EECC at first a lot because they had 2 younger boys at that time. Yeah. But the Sea Cruisers were great because they had the young girl, and that, to me, they were very informative because they would tell you when you went into a port where you're going to, and and all that. So we kind of got hooked on them too early on.
Mm-hmm.
Did a lot of binge watching.
Ooh, sorry.
That's
me.
All right.
That's me.
Too.
Who let the dogs out?
No, dog. No. Dog.
We got 2 upstairs, and at any moment, them or our 10-year-old could run in here. We're going to keep going with it.
So what cruise
I think we're under attack.
What cruise lines have y'all sailed on?
We've only been on Norwegian and Carnival so far. We had plans to go on Mariner of the Seas, and and that obviously was canceled.
And we had plans to go on MSC. We are notorious planners and then changers. So it's part of who we are.
So what is your favorite?
Favorite ship or cruise line?
Both.
I would say Norwegian and Norwegian Escape and Norwegian Bliss. I would say I'm torn between the 2.
It's hard to argue, Deb. Escape's my favorite. It has dueling piano bar, like dueling pianos, which is a lot of fun, and that's my kind of thing. It has a lot of the fun stuff that I like. Escape is the perfect cruise ship for Brian Dancer. So that'd be my favorite.
Escape is your favorite?
Yeah, and Norwegian's my favorite cruise line, but I really do like Carnival. I had a great time on Carnival.
Yeah, we've only been on Carnival. I mean, we're not cruise snobs by any means. In fact, we got a NCL book next year to Alaska, and we thought about trying to go on that same ship prior to going to Alaska, except for in the Caribbean, so we could see what it's like prior to kind of doing it ahead of time before we actually do it in Alaska. So, we're excited about that. That's August of next year, 2022. Yes. Anthony, just where he's a kid and he's gotten used to Carnival and the ocean, Camp Ocean, but I mean the NCL ships look beautiful. I mean, from what I've seen, I mean they're really nice looking ships.
They are beautiful. Like they are beautiful in ways that Carnival just can't match, and doesn't try to match. Norwegian ships are absolutely beautiful ships. There's benefits and negatives to each one. That's definitely a benefit to Norwegian. Their ships are really beautiful, and they're not over pretentious or anything. They're just nice and classy and beautiful and very comfortable.
So Nana's Hidden Apron has said something. I remember seeing this on one of your vlogs where you had the hamburger in your pocketbook or something. And you don't eat hamburgers, right? So tell that little story what you did in that vlog.
All right. Yes, I don't eat hamburgers. A lot of people do. I am a vegetarian, but I buy hamburgers when I go to Tortola because there's usually beach dogs there. And this time I bought a burger. And usually, if I remember, if I'm a good planner, I would bring treats, but I forgot. So I had to find something. Treats. One time it was like Ritz crackers. I bought them at the store at the CVS or whatever. And I'm like, that'll have to do. And then this time I bought a burger on this last trip. And I walked up and down that beach probably two or three times the whole way back and forth. And I didn't find a dog. So so that didn't work out, but I was try.
Did you give the burger to Josh or anything? I mean, I'm sure he did.
Bill offered to take it off my hands.
Did Josh get to eat the burger? Did he get on all fours and hardcore and lift his leg up or anything? All right, Josh has got the questions. He keeps back there. I can just see him at the keyboards. Like, I can't wait to ask a question. So, Josh, get your question ready. We'll throw it up here.
Here we go.
Let's see. So on your favorite ships, you kind of said you like the piano bars, but I mean, what else about the NCL ships do you really love that maybe you don't see on Carnival? Because we're Carnival people. We've done the older and smaller ships. We had 2 canceled on the newer ships last year, but what other than we love the dual piano bar. So we did that at the New York. And
Vegas.
One of the greatest times we ever had was in the dual piano bar, the Apple bar or something. I can't remember what it's called.
So much fun.
It was so much fun.
Mike, it's a whole difference from just a piano bar like on Carnival, right? Or just, one, like when you have dueling pianos, you've got energy. Like there's a lot of energy to that show, right? And that's the fun part of it. So I love that. But I don't know. I told Deb I was going to let her answer first because I'm a yapper. But this is my question, man. Honestly,
I know. Go for it.
Just I don't know. No, Deb, you go ahead first. I'll let you go.
All right. Well, there's something that I like that Carnival doesn't have, and that's the juice bar. They have a juice bar at the bar by the pool or by the buffet. Every single day I can get that. And on Carnival, I can only get a fresh squeezed juice. I know nobody really cares about that, but on the, the brunch. So C-Day brunches. So that's one huge difference, but they also have amazing restaurants, and we usually get to spend time doing that. They have good shows. We pop in once in a while, but overall, I think it's just, they keep up their ships really nicely, and their staff. Carnival staff is great. NCL staff is great. So you're going to feel right at home if you try that. So Brian has probably more thoughts too.
Well, I think, first of all, NCL has a much younger fleet. Their ships, they have the youngest fleet of all major cruise lines. And you can tell when you get on their ships, they feel and look new, and they're quite large. They're larger than most Carnival ships. But
Carnival's getting new ones though.
Yeah, that's true. But for right now, like the ones I've been on, they're the niceness, the beauty of the ships is just a class above Carnival. And then one other thing is the food. I think Norwegian, I think it's evident that Norwegian
on the food.
Yeah.
We're booking tonight. I got a book tonight when you talk about food is better.
And travel. but I think they spend more money on it. I really do. Their food is a higher quality. Now,
Yeah.
I tend, unlike your refined palate, Mr. Lovelace, I tend to like quick, easy food. So I actually really like carnivals, like the Chipotle place. What I can't think of the name. Iguana, the Cantina. I love it. It's great. It's great. I it's just a great spot for me. But like when you're going to go to the dining room and have a meal, the experience on Norwegian is just way above carnivals to me.
Yeah. Also, I'm gluten-free, and they accommodate me very, very well. So it's not just the Indian vegetarian dish. It's a lot of variety of things, which is really great. I don't mind the Indian vegetarian, but after 6 days, it's like, well, it's okay.
But that's the difference, Deb. Tell them, like, explain what you mean.
Yeah.
Like when you went on the carnival, was it Vista or any carnival ship? What did they offer you each night as a vegetarian?
So as a vegetarian and also gluten-free, you can't have like a cheese sandwich or something like that. You have to have, something that doesn't have gluten in it. Otherwise, I do get sick, and I have had that happen on cruise, and it's not fun at all. But so basically, what I do on Norwegian is I order ahead, and they'll make me like big ziti and fried rice and just various things that you wouldn't find on the menu. On the carnival menu, it's typically the Indian dish or tofu or something like that, which is fine, and I appreciate it, or salads. So I appreciate the variety on the Norwegian ships. Also, the drink package, free drink package.
Yeah, that's kind of a good segue into cruising on the high seas, because Michelle's not a big drinker. I'm not a huge drinker. So on Carnival, it's always been cheaper for us to buy a bottle. Even though it's $80 for a bottle, you get it for $20 at the local ABC store. We'll buy the bottle instead of the drink package, and then we buy the bubbles package for Anthony, which is like $7 a day.
And if I want something different, I just go to the bar and buy it.
She'll get her a sweet drink. Okay. But we'll buy a bottle of rum or something like that, and we just mix it up and walk around. And to us, that's a lot cheaper. But if I'm not mistaken, NCL, that's included in the price of the admission, right? I mean, on the ship.
Yeah.
Yep.
NCL doesn't even NCL. I'm sorry, Deb. I'm trying to shut up.
You go ahead.
NCL doesn't even offer you. They don't sell bottles of liquor on NCL. You can't buy those. But like I'd say 80% or more of the passengers on Norwegian have the drink package included in their cruise. So it's really different. It's apples and oranges. And what I found is when I took my Norwegian cruises, I had a lot less worry. It was a lot more of a carefree experience. I got a drink whenever I wanted. I never thought about the number of drinks or what the cost was. I never considered any of that. When I wanted to go to a specialty restaurant, it was included in my cruise fare. So I would go. It was carefree. I didn't have to, there was no dining time. I could dine at any time. I could wear what I wanted.
You don't have to pick an early or late dining. You just
no, there isn't such a thing on Norwegian. There is no early and late. No, it's just you go when you want. And
you don't have to make reservations or anything?
You can, but you do not have to. No. No, and honestly, what I found in my experience, there aren't a lot of lines either, like at those restaurants, like you'd expect. You show up and then 5 minutes later you're ordering. So it was a carefree experience. When I got on Carnival, I had to worry about signing receipts every drink I got, even though I had the Cheers package. It was odd. You don't do that on Norwegian. You just get your drink. I had to worry about my dining time. I had to worry about this and that and limits, drink limits. I'm not able to buy this kind of drink because I have the drink package. It was just a bunch of worrying, where Norwegian, it was a lot more carefree.
Are there a lot of kids that go?
I don't think so. I mean, they have kids. They have a kids program. We do see them, coming through with their pirate costumes and such, and it's really cute. And I hear that really good things about it. We had our teen with us a few years back, and he didn't go to the teen club until the last night, and then he spent probably 3 or 4 hours in there, and he really enjoyed it. So I wish I would have pushed him to be more extroverted and just go try, and you're going to have fun.
He's the introvert of our family.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
You'll see 'em.
That makes me really want to go.
I think we got a smart aleck here. Is faster
no.
to the fun. Does NCL have faster to the fun? Do they have anything like that?
They do.
They do. What's it called?
I forgot the name of it. It's been a year since we've cruised, so but they do have. You'll forgive me, I hope, but they do have that. If that interests you.
So yeah, Brenda from Nana's Hidden Apron says this is another thing we liked about NCL was not being assigned to a specific dining room. Not many kids on our NCL cruise though.
I agree.
I mean, if you don't want a lot of kids, that's fine. You know.
Yes.
I mean, so that makes it even better.
Well, our kid wants to be an adult so bad that he'd be okay with that too.
Yeah, our kid likes to be right there in with adults because he thinks he's adult, and then he tells us how inappropriate. He tells us how inappropriate everybody else is acting. So you've been. How many total cruises have you guys been on total?
Well, Deb has one more than I do.
11, and I think it's 10 for Brian. 11 for me. Yeah, a lot of cruises.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew?
I mean, we started in February of 2017, so.
Yeah.
Oh wow! You were about 3 or 4 a year then. Before the.
We fell in hook, line, and sinker, Mike. Honestly, like when we fell in love with cruising on that Escape, we booked the exact same cruise 3 months later on the ship. Like we booked the same cruise, same itinerary, same ship. Only instead of February, it was May, and like we were hooked, and we just kept going every time we could. And then when we play in the casino, we get free cruise offers. So we at least 2 cruises were no charge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's really cool. So of all the, this is a softball question. A lot of people ask this. I think I've even heard you answer this on AA. So what is your favorite ports? If you named your top 2 or 3 favorite ports.
For me, I would say St. Thomas, Tortola, and St. Martin. That's what I get 3 favorites.
For me, I would say Tortola. Great Stirrup Key is another of my favorites, and I mean St. Thomas is phenomenal.
And we did not get to Grand Turk, and because of COVID, they didn't let us off the ship. That was so tough to see it and not be able to get off. It was so tough.
Yeah,
Sure.
That's our favorite.
I just wanted to cry.
Yeah.
We were docked at the dock, looking down, and they wouldn't let us off.
I think me and Josh were talking about this one time. I mean, you guys were really close. You could have easily been that cruise ship like Princess. I mean, you guys were right there, right around the same time that ship was going on. Of course, I mean that was over in Asia, but
right.
I mean, you were right there on that same time period. I mean, it's so great that nothing bad happened, but
I agree.
All of a sudden they would have freaked out and said, "Okay, you're all going to have to quarantine for a while." Anybody on a cruise ship,
I know
that would have been you guys, right? Because you were on there right when that was happening.
Yeah. I don't think it really synced in until that day when they wouldn't let us off. And he said, you may have been exposed on another ship that you were in port with yesterday in San Juan is positive for COVID, or some people on there were positive. And then there's another ship out in the sea that's quarantined. And so as soon as we heard that we were not getting off, and it was like 4 or 5 hours, like they would not tell us. And
but you kind of knew.
Finally,
you kind of knew after a while.
Yeah. Once that happened, then I'm like, wow, what is actually happening in the world, and what are we going back to? And it was a bit scary. I was a little worried. I'm a worrier.
And then we couldn't find toilet paper. You step off the ship a week later, and there's no toilet paper, and you're going, what happened?
Yeah.
I think we got like stacks of toilet paper. I mean, our garage between toilet papers, wipes, and napkins, and paper towels. We'll never run out again. And we're probably the reason for the shortage ourselves.
We are not.
So, now, of all the ships you've been on, what is the worst ship?
Yeah.
What is? I mean,
have you had a bad experience?
Have you had a bad experience at all? Okay.
Oh, boy.
This is gonna be good.
Come on, Deb. What do you say to that?
I don't know. What are you thinking about?
See, Deb,
I mean, every experience on a cruise ship is good. You know, you're with your loved ones, you're with friends.
Yeah, Deb's very positive. She's a very
Deb's,
positive kindred
Deb's
spirit. I can
tagline,
tell that.
right? Positive life and cruising. That's Deb. That is
Yeah.
Deb, and I love her for that. Everybody loves Deb. I mean, she's positive. But I have to admit, like when I'm not happy with things, I can't just pretend I'm not. So for me, it was the Carnival Vista. I sure did not like that ship. Did not like it.
You didn't like the layout? What didn't you like about everything, or just
I didn't mind the layout. It was fine. The size was good. I enjoy small ships and big ships, so those things weren't an issue. But the ship, there were certain pain points that I don't like that maybe others can blow off. One is the elevators were really small and crowded. I had not experienced that on Norwegian ever. I don't know if we've waited for an elevator more than like one person, or, except for, I guess, right after muster, but on Vista, it happened all the time. And then when the elevator's full, the door would open on another floor, people would push in. So I'm like, okay, what if this elevator broke down? Can we think about that? They didn't care. So they pushed in. So that was a problem, I thought. And then the heat and air conditioning. Vista could not keep itself cool. It was really hot. Yeah. All over
I've
public
never
areas.
experienced that on a cruise ship. Have you?
Oh, Mike.
It was really
Not a
bad.
fan. Not a fan. Yeah, in the rooms or in the public areas, there was no getting cool. And then finally the casino. The casino is big. And Mike, you guys know me. I'm a casino guy. I spend a lot of time in the casino. Well, the casino was absolutely packed at all times. Like if you wanted to play a slot machine, there weren't open seats. They were full. And so even when I get up at like 7:30 in the morning and try to play, full. I had to get up at 6:30 to actually find them not full.
Wow.
And then when it's full, what are people doing in there a lot? It was unbreathable. So those were some pain points for me on Vista. I just did not like, and I didn't have a good cruise because of it.
Hey, so those in the chat, have you cruised on the Vista? Tell us what you think. I mean, have you had the same type, similar stories? I know some people are like loyal Carnival or NCL or Royal, but hey, this is Brian's honest opinion on it.
Yeah. And I certainly appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, like, we've went on some ships that had a smell to them. I mean, overall, did we like the ship? Yeah, but the smell was Carnivalation was that way for us. I mean, it had a smell on the seventh floor, but we enjoyed the ship overall. But it did have a smell, and it rocked really bad the whole time. Some people were saying that one of their what do you call them, the equalizers in them, the balusters or something was off. But Deb, what do you think about the Vista? What were your thoughts about it?
I would say, from my perspective, it seems like a newer ship. Like there's the chairs and the seating and things like that. The decor was kind of neat. And we did actually lose power on one of the ports. We were doing trivia and we lost power for just a couple minutes. And I'm like, oh no, what if we get stuck here? Or what if the power goes off again and we're in the middle of the ocean? That would not be good. So that was a little bit unnerving. I like things to go smoothly, but I expect them not to. That's kind of my motto is I'm going to go on a trip no matter what, even Vegas, and something's going to go wrong. So I anticipate that happening, and it usually does. There's something that goes wrong, but yeah. I mean, overall, I was actually on that ship. That was the ship that I went on again after we went on it in the summer. And I had a good time. I was on a group cruise, and it was fun. But I think it looks nice, and it was my first Carnival experience. So, I mean, I understand what Brian is saying, but some of those things didn't really bug me. So,
for a Carnival ship, it does look good.
I think this is Mike from the Beach Please, but he's saying the cigarette smoke was just overpowering in the Vista, was his opinion. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not when you were on it.
I'm not a smoke smell prude guy. I don't mind. I'm in casinos. I'm I'm used to smoke. Right. I can handle it. But the Vista, I'm telling you, I don't know if I could keep my oxygen level up. It was that bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what's your on all the? I mean, you said, Brian, that you're a casino person. I've seen y'all's videos and vlogs, and I hope we have enough time to get to some of the casino questions I had to ask. But I mean, because I got some. We love Vegas. We were married in Vegas, and we used to go to Vegas twice a year for first 6, 7 years of our marriage. We went to Vegas twice a year, every year.
Nice.
So on all the ships that you've been on, what is your top 2 or 3 favorite casinos on NCL or Carnival?
Well, that sounds like my question again. I'm sure Deb has an opinion.
We're going to have to have Deb on by herself next time.
I should get back on.
I'm messing with you, Brian.
You're fine.
Deb, I'm sure, has an opinion, but I will admit the Carnival casinos are just more fun to me for my style of casino. They have louder music and they're organized better. It's just a more fun atmosphere, and I really like the Carnival casinos better. Yep.
Also, I would say that Carnival casinos overall, except for maybe the Vista, are spaced out. Like a lot of them have more room, so that's kind of nice. And they have seating and a band playing right by the casino, which was kind of fun too.
Love it. Right basically in the casino, wouldn't you say? I mean,
yeah,
there's a walkway and then there's the booths and a little stage for the people playing. That's ingenious.
We love setting it. We've sat there several times where I'll be in the casino and Michelle and Anthony would be sitting right outside the casino listening to the band. Yes. And you just go back and forth, like Anthony can stay there and I'll come out, Michelle go in there and go back and forth. We love that about the band.
Yeah. And I love that I love the live music that they had there as well. And also the ability to order sushi. You go up to the counter not far from where the casino seating is, and you get your little beeper and they tell you when your little veggie rolls up. So
I love that too, because in Norwegian, if you want sushi, you have to sit down. It's a sit down restaurant. And Carnival, it's a window. At least the ships we've been on, it's a kiosk or a window. I love that. All
right, so we got about 10 minutes. We're going to bring you guys closer to the 9 o'clock minute. Instead of we're going to keep you guys on longer, closer to that 9 o'clock minute, because there's a couple questions I got here. So I do want to talk about the 30A Gulf Coast videos you got here in a second, but you guys just got back from Vegas. What is Vegas like right now during the pandemic?
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's what I'm curious about. People in the chat here maybe are asked questions about.
Yeah.
You guys have been before the pandemic. You've been during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I know that whole thing can be political at times too. But what's your thoughts on Vegas right now? I mean, you just got back from it, a week or two ago, a couple weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we really packed in as much as we possibly could. And we even used time to go out to the Grand Canyon, which is 4.5 hours away, in Sedona, which is amazing. But I would say that the crowds are definitely coming back. And if you're just walking on the Strip or if you're walking on Fremont, it's going to feel the same. It's going to feel the same as it was before. The only thing is you got some people wearing masks, some people don't. And you're outside, so I didn't feel really nervous about that. And I'm vaccinated, so I didn't feel bad about that. But inside the casinos, you still have to wear them. And they still have spacing in casinos, so that felt different. Otherwise, pool time and everything else pretty much felt the same.
Pools, though, when we were there, at least, they still made you wear a mask laying out on your chair all by yourself, sunning.
Wow.
You had to wear a mask.
Yeah.
So
only
you
on one of
take
the
your mask
places,
off,
though.
actively swimming in the pool. Like, oh boy.
Yeah.
So that wasn't very popular.
I had 2 experiences of pools. The Grand didn't make me wear a mask. I just didn't wear one when I was sitting on my chair.
Yep.
And the M Resort, if you're out at the side of the pool, you have to wear a mask. So when I was going to order some food and drink, she was like, we actually have to have you wear your mask unless you want to step in the pool 5 feet from me.
Seriously, it was like that.
You don't have to wear your mask. But obviously we don't want to get into that. But that was really the big difference I saw. But it's definitely coming back. It's there's a lot more people coming, and it's going to be back to normal. We were talking about that. It's like within a month or two, it's going to feel like nothing really happened. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel.
Other than masks, I agree, Deb. Other than masks will still be there, I have a feeling. But man, the crowds are there, and the restaurants. Half the restaurants are still kind of closed or partial, only open. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Some of that happens still, but it's changing. So within a month or two, that'll be fixed. The big shows, the Cirque shows, 2 Cirque shows are coming back, and Mystere, and then followed by the rest. So month or two, Deb's right. I mean, Vegas is going to be ready, baby.
And also one other thing too is some of the casinos put plexiglass up by like the video poker and by roulette and different things. And even our local, like our Biloxi one that we go to, they have some of that too, I think. But I hope that we see those go away because they're kind of annoying because you're like, and then I'm talking to Brian through a plexiglass and it's just not as
some
fun.
casinos have it, but it is annoying when we're sitting together, we're there together, and there's a big sheet of hockey arena glass or whatever, you know. It's crazy.
So you have the plexiglass and you're wearing a mask too?
Yes. And we're vaccinated. So I think we were pretty safe.
Yeah. So I didn't want to miss this part of it here. I loved your 30A videos, right?
Yes.
Michelle, we started watching some of those. The ones we watched the one, I think your number one video on your channel is from a couple of years ago, which was I think it's called Dustin something, but it talks about the ultimate secrets or secret beaches or something like that. That was awesome. But we saw the one you just did a couple of weeks ago. And those little towns and stuff are so quaint and cute.
Very cute.
Can you talk about that a little bit? So if there's anybody in here that hasn't been to Florida or down the Gulf Coast, you know, the 30A, that I think is what you call it, that is such an awesome drive, it looks like, and some really cool places.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's one of our favorite little day trip kind of places to go. And it is just a whole little road with a bunch of beach towns that are just cute and they're clean and they're special. And each of them are very unique. And they, of course, a lot of them have amazing beach views and you just die when you see them. You're like, I cannot believe this is here. And yeah, they're just adorable. So I love going there. We usually end up driving and then popping into a couple places, but this time we actually I planned out in advance what I wanted to see, where I wanted to go, which, you know, everything that I wanted to see and do. And I got to maybe a third of my list. Some of it I couldn't get to, but I love it. I love that area and it's so special. So there is not a whole lot out there. So I just feel like I needed to share that. And that's why I put that out there. It's so special.
So which town, if you had to pick one of the little towns right there, which one is your favorite?
I would say probably Rosemary Beach, which is the first one that we went through. It's just you feel like you're in a totally different country. You're like, am I in like England or somewhere, Germany or somewhere else? Where am I? And it just looks so different than a typical beach town. It's not like Key West or anything like that. It looks like a European town. So that's probably my favorite.
Yeah, I agree. Rosemary Beach is a European design. You definitely feel like you're strolling down a European street. They have coffee shops and restaurants, and they have on is it Sunday mornings, Deb? They have like a market. It's beyond beautiful and charming. And then, oh, by the way, you're 50 steps from the Gulf of Mexico, and it's gorgeous. I mean, what I'm most proud of along the Gulf is 30A. Like, if I were to tell anyone, you know, to look at the best side of the Gulf Coast of Florida, it'd be 30A.
Now, is that the town you're talking about that had the cobblestone type roads and stuff, or what place was that? That was a pretty.
That was Alice Beach, and that's they call it White Town. It really is. It kind of feels sort of, you know, like you're in Greece or somewhere. Like it's just very unique. And I love getting off the beaten path and going into the streets and seeing, because that's where I found a lot of those things. Is like, hey, you know, we're going to go explore, and it's going to take hours, and it did, and it was really exhausting all day long, but we did it, and it was so much fun to explore and find brand new stuff, brand new things. But yeah, that's the one with the fountain and the cobblestone streets, and
the reason they call it like White Town is like every building is white. Every building. There's no color in the town other than like the green foliage and stuff. It's just, I know it sounds crazy, but when you see it, it's got a beauty that's
looks
great.
So charming.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
And they have a bike path.
Yeah, you'll have to check it out.
You can rent bicycles and bicycle the whole thing. Spend all day or drive. I mean, I'm a driver.
And you'll see tons and tons and tons of bicycles. Yeah, or you could drive like we did, but yeah, you're gonna see a bunch of them. People do. That's what they do all week is they park the car and they are bicycling everywhere.
Yeah.
So I want to ask a question.
Yes.
This is not a done question. This is just total curiosity on my part. So what made y'all just your love for the beach and cruising uproot and move to Pensacola?
We got to hear them say Minnesota too, because I
okay.
love hearing
That's
Okay.
Deb.
from Minnesota say Minnesota.
Okay. All right. So we used to live in Minnesota, and we have
She
had a
purposely did
dream.
that.
We've had a dream to move south to Florida for 15 years, 20 years, something like that. And we tried one time. We tried to move to the Orlando area, and this was right before the house market dropped. And we tried to sell our house, and we could not sell our house. So we said, all right, I guess that dream is broken. We're never going to have it. Fine. We'll just settle into the frozen tundra of beautiful Minnesota. And then just, a few years back, we're like, we love this area. We visited a couple times or a few times, and we said, if we want to move, why don't we move? And Brian was like, yeah, I kind of want to get out of the big city because Minneapolis is where we used to live. And it's just crazy. It's a mega city. So it's just busy. I used to like bus downtown every single day and so have to get up an hour early to take the bus into Minneapolis. And so we're like, yeah, we can move outside of Minneapolis and let's move out a couple hours. So in the country somewhere like you guys, let's move in the country. And then Brian's sister's like, guys, if you're going to make a big move like that, where do you really want to be? And we're like, oh, we want to be in Florida. And so we blame her. So we said, yeah, I'm working from home. Brian was able to take his job with him too. So we both work from home. And we picked Pensacola.
We had never been to Pensacola before. We took one drive down, drove down Palafox, which is kind of the main drag of Pensacola, and fell in love and said, this is it.
Yeah.
It's awesome that your jobs allow you to do that too. I mean, because we've actually, my mom and stepdad are in here, but when we kind of broke it to them here a couple of weeks ago that that's kind of a bucket list. We're thinking,
Wow.
I've told my company that if anything opens up in Florida, that I would like to be considered to move down there. So,
and I can work anywhere.
Yeah, Michelle's a nurse, so she pretty much gets anywhere.
Oh yeah.
But,
we need nurses.
Well, everywhere needs nurses. Yeah.
And I work in distribution, so the only thing bad about it is most of that would be the port cities probably around there. So it'd be a lot of the, either Jacksonville or further down.
Mobile.
Mobile. Okay.
What?
But,
sorry.
Has anybody got a question real quick for Deb or Brian? I mean that we can actually say on the show. If you got a question,
he's got to qualify that.
I had to put a qualifier on there. That's right, especially if you got Josh in there. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
Well, so
while you're thinking of a question there, I just want to say thank you guys for having us on because you guys are delightful and it's just been a real pleasure to get to know you. So I appreciate you having us on. Thank you
for coming on.
It feels like it's not enough time, so we definitely got to have you back on.
Know.
I mean, we got a lot in common, and we barely touched the casino part of this, and that we could do a whole show on nothing but casinos, right?
You're gonna have to add a letter to your name then, FATNC or something.
Well, what would be even more fun?
You could put the CT.
Have a cruise where we're all on there. And that would be even more fun.
Yeah. We may have to do NCL. I don't know if that probably takes Josh and Michelle out of it.
They're probably not going to do NCL.
Can they compromise?
I think they can compromise. I think they could compromise.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, and I just have one comment too. You guys, the bed behind Brian is not fully made. I don't make my bed, and so I just put a blanket on half, but you can't see. Don't do it, show them. Dang it! Now they know.
He told me I made my half.
I never make my bed.
It's like you made your half of the bed. What?
Yeah,
that's all we needed.
I didn't make my.
So
half.
yeah, we're just So now you see the real us. There you go.
I thought he just slept on the covers and you slept underneath the covers, Deb. I thought that's what it was. So what's going on with Dancer Quest and what's going on with the dancers as far as what kind of vacations you got planned coming up? You have anything going on this summer? Kind of take us through Dancer Quest, the rest of 2021. What kind of vlogs you got coming out? And then we'll probably have to call it quits because we're about to hit Ronnie on the 9:00 spot here.
Okay.
But tell everybody what you got going on the rest of this year and next year.
Well, you're going to see a lot of Vegas vlogs coming out as quickly as I can get them made with my broken laptop that's going to hang out for a little while. But that was kind of our big hurrah because it's expensive. So we're going to have to do sort of low-key stuff probably around locally. I kind of want to go to the balloon festival. Not far from here, they have a huge balloon festival, hot air balloons. And I've always wanted to see that. I thought it'd be kind of neat to do. And then we have friends coming to visit us in July. And we do have a cruise right now in October, I think, or we're thinking about it. And then December, we have a shorty. Yeah. So we have a couple cruises, hopefully. And to be honest, now that Brian saw the news that you were reading earlier, you were like thinking about a cruise. Yeah. Is that crazy?
I like little cruises though, because I really don't want to wear a mask on a cruise. I don't think that'd be very comfortable. So 7-night cruise, I think I'd go nuts. But a 3 or 4 night, maybe.
Yeah, we were talking about maybe going out Charleston here on just like a 4 or 5 day one, just the first time back to see what it's really like. And then you could still vlog it, but you're not stuck for the 7 or 8 days and you kind of get your feet wet with it again.
Yep. That's my mindset. Yep.
Yeah. And Adventures Ahead. Michigan? Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Maybe we'll be making a trip to Michigan. We'll probably be making another trip to Tennessee.
Well, the Great Smoky Mountains. I want to go back to Pigeon Forge. I love that area. So that area hooked me.
So fun.
And they have the Britney Spears slot machine at that casino, which you could park me for 5 hours and I just play it and play it and play it and never stop. So
now, and I told Deb this, that you guys put out one of the best videos I've seen on the Harris Casino in North Carolina.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, we went up there and just did a restaurant review of one of the restaurants, and I was like, I'm not even going to do a review of the place because I'm going to bow down to Dancer Quest because that was one of the best videos I've seen of that place, and I think it's showing. You guys are getting a lot of hits on it. But what's even crazier is you went all the way to Tennessee. And I think Laura and Ricky, they live in Tobaccoville, North Carolina, where we live. We live in the same small town.
Yeah.
I mean, this town's only, 4,000, 3,000 people? Very
small.
And we live in the same town, so we got to try to hook up.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah, we love Laura and Ricky big time.
Yeah, they're great people. We need to meet them. We got to hook up with them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're already hit at the 9 o'clock. Thank you for coming
so much.
We cannot thank you guys enough. Please come back on again.
Yeah, we will definitely need to do this.
Yeah, I feel like we've been cheated on time. We've been here an hour already. Right?
Really fast.
Cool deal. Well, Brian and Deb, thank you so much.
Too, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thanks everybody in the chat. We didn't see everybody. Hi, bye.
Man, that was awesome. It was so fun, and just the time flew by.
Fastest hour ever.
It was. It flew by. So, hey, if you haven't subbed to their channel, please go sub to their channel. It's 9 o'clock. It's not actually 9:01 right now. So, and go hit Ronnie's channel up. Today is Miss Alma's birthday. Happy birthday, Alma!
Happy birthday!
And they got piano on there. We got Bruce on there from last week, and Joe, check him out. But I can't thank you guys enough for coming on. It was good to hear a different perspective of like NCL and some other cruise ships as well.
Definitely made me interested.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to give NCL a shot. We're going to next year because we're going to Alaska, but I mean, maybe we'll sneak one in there before that.
Sounds good to me.
All right, you guys be the light in this world.
Have
a great weekend and knock out Friday and just have a great weekend. Have a good one. Thank you.
Bye-bye.